that extra push. Doesn't matter if you're trying to become a great trader, you're trying to become a chairman leader in our company. Everything you have to have a push. That's why I encourage you to always listen to 30 minutes of something positive every single day. You know, something's going to touch you and strike a chord with you. And if you notice, if you're in any of the chats, I always put leadership stuff in there every single day that you can listen to help you out. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you guys to the call. Hopefully you guys been getting some good information with this last 3 weeks we've done with Mr. Benny Allen. Throw some sevens in the chat if you got some good value from this training, or if you made any profits from the trade. And this is a private call. If you want to drop down any dollar amounts you've made in your trades, feel free to do so. It's just chat and it's private. Feel free to drop some dollar amounts in the chat if you've made any money trading using this particular strategy, et cetera, et cetera. Feel free to do that. I see the sevens. Everybody showing you love, Benny. Everybody showing you love.
I see.
78 pips. All right, Jonathan King, I got you, bro. 78.
That's good.
All right. I love it, man. I love it. I can't tell you how many text messages I've got. People say the training you gave was so, you know, you made it so elementary for them to really understand it and become more profitable. So today's your first Harmonics. I'm at the legend. Let's go, man. Got to get it. I've got
awesome.
The last three I've got recorded. And I'll make sure I post it here in the chat for those who don't have it. You have all three of them. So let's go on to get this party started, you guys. Again, my name is Lawrence Young. You guys know me, or some of you may not. I want to welcome you guys to the call. We put this call together to give you added value on top of the master educators that I Am Mastery Academy provides within the Harmonics tool to go live. So make sure you're utilizing the Harmonics. All of those guys at thebomb.com. Just got to make sure you're plugged in and make sure you're hungry for the information. So we know you run into trading frustrations. We run into, you know, profits, losses. I mean, it's all the emotional roller coaster. But the biggest thing is we got to understand this. No one on this call is an oracle. It's okay to lose trades. 9 times out of 10, the reason why you're losing trades is because you're either over leveraging your accounts and you're trying to hit home runs instead of hitting first singles to first base. And most of the times we lose money is usually self-inflicted wounds that we create within our own selves. So it's not a loss. It's always just a lesson. So with that being said, I'm gonna bring on Mr. Benny Allen. Benny, thanks so much for everything you're doing, man, as far as, you know, just doing this. You don't even have to do this. You're just doing out the greatness of your heart. Shows the kind of person you are. I remember when I met you, man, 4 years ago in Pontiac, and you were just like, man, yep. I love this. What you guys have is very special. And you paid, you know, well over, you know, 5 figures to learn this. And then when you finally got into our platform, you're like, wow, you guys have the magic sauce. So I appreciate you again. And
absolutely.
I'll let you go on and take the call over, and I'm going to have the call recorded, and I'm going to put the last 3 videos in the chat so people can have it. So let's give it up for Mr. Benny Allen, you guys. Let's go, Benny.
Yeah, thanks for having me again, Coach Young. I really appreciate it. Listen, I needed that motivational video today, and I'll tell you why. It's kind of funny. So, I turned 40 a year ago, and you know, I have, you know, the podcast. I listen to you. I listen to Coach Campbell. I listen to David, and all of this belief stuff. So today, you know, the weather's warm, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna put this belief stuff to the test. So I went to the track, and yeah, I was I was all good until about that 4th lap. And that gorilla jumped on my back. So I mean, it was to the point where I was checking my phone, like my power in my phone, like if I have to call somebody to come up here and get me off this track, I'm gonna need some juice in this phone. So let me start playing these podcasts so I can make sure I save some battery power. So I really appreciate everything you do. I love how you constantly motivate and you lead the entire team. So yeah, that's what happened to me today. I needed that little bit of motivation to keep going, because I'm gonna try to do this again tomorrow. But
put the link in the chat too for the video we just played. I just put in the chat if anybody wants.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm gonna need that tomorrow morning, so I might just walk around the neighborhood. But tonight we are going to just go through. We are going to hit the scanner. We are going to review. We've got a good set of trades that have come in today, and so we're going to take a look at those. And because the key now is really just repping it out, right? Seeing is believing. I know we've got a mix as far as newbie traders, experienced traders on the call, so we don't want to go too deep into detail. Last week we walked it back. We kind of reverse engineered the harmonic scanner just so people, not so they know it all, but so they have confidence in the tool that they're using. So today we're really just going to rep it out, draw these trend lines out, so people will know exactly what they need to do every time they're looking at that scanner. So with that being said, if everybody agrees that that's a pretty good thing to do tonight, drop me a 1 in the chat and we are going to get this thing started. Cool. So everybody drop me a 2 if they can see my screen. I just want to make sure that I'm sharing the right screen. So drop me a 2 if you guys can see the set of charts that I have on the screen.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, let me shut down this window. 1 second. Close this out real quick. And so again, we're gonna start tonight with the end in mind. I'm just gonna show you guys exactly some of the things that I have going off the scanner right now. So you'll see that, hey, this thing is real. If I could just understand the basics of trading, understand and practice and get real good at drawing my trend lines and understand those swing highs and swing lows, and have confidence in the scanner that has put me in the right place the majority of the time, then we'll be good to go. So this right here, if everybody can see it, and then we'll walk back and go to exactly how we get here. So this is actually, let me pull this out. These are the old ones. This is a buy signal that came in, a sell signal that came in on the harmonic scanner today. And you can see how price has already started to break. You have your inner, your outer, and your long-term trend line. And you can see that it's trying to push past this outer trend line now. And then if it continues to make its way down to this TP1, we'll be in good shape, right? That's another 55 pips, okay, to the downside. So that's one trade that the scanner called today. Give me a second. And moving all of this chat stuff all over my screen. Hold on. This is a New Zealand yen trade here, and all of these trades are just getting going. This is the old setup here. So you can see here where this price has broken trend line and now it's headed down towards TP1. So you can see that trend line breaks are very, very important. Okay. And here's a pound yen trade. You can see where the trend line was broken. All right. And we're in the Asian session now, so you got price kind of dancing around. The volatility is low. But the thing is once you set your stop loss, once you get things in place, you just let it go. I know at the max I'm losing 1 to 2% per trade, right? Matter of fact, with these, I think I'm in like 1% each trade. So I'm pretty comfortable with that. So I kind of just let my trades go. So you can see that's broken the inner trend line, and now it's moving to the downside. Here's an Aussie yen trade, right? And I hope you guys see kind of how the scanner called these signals, and they're all they have the same similar movement. If everybody sees that, drop a 3 in the chat if you see that. Good, good, good. If you're seeing that, you're learning. You're almost there. You're almost there. If you can see that, you're almost there. So you should be proud of yourself. Give yourself a big pat on the back for that. You're seeing that. Look, inner trend line break. We're looking ahead to the outer trend line. See that? Scanner signal. This was an excellent signal. Entry line is right on the 127. It's beautiful, beautiful. Very, very little that you have to do. Here's our NZD CAD. I'm actually watching this one on the 15-minute chart. But it was called on the 1 hour. But you can see, look, it's already through. Look at that, and it's continuing to drop. Okay, so you got 2 entries, 35, both of them around 35 pips, 40 at the max that it dropped, right? So we're in profit. And these are things that you could do. You don't have to watch your computer all day. I know a lot of us have 9-to-5s. That's why I really like breaking down and explaining the harmonic scanner, because it's giving you all the setups. You just have to do a few things just to set you up for entry, and the rest you let it go. And one more, this pound New Zealand. This pound New Zealand took off to take profit. I still don't have a trend line break yet, but what I'm looking for is for this to take off and then pull back like this. If this takes off and pulls back, right, then I'll look to get in this trade and let it ride, because based on a higher time frame, I've got this going a lot longer. So I could wait on a pullback for that. Okay. But all of these, the reason why I show you this is all of these are setups. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 setups that showed up on a harmonic scanner. I didn't have to scale through multiple time frames. I didn't have to go through 20-something currency pairs. All of these setups came in on a harmonic scanner, right? So you can see your pound New Zealand right here. You got a Euro CAD trade that's setting up. All right. So this is a good one to start with, because I don't even have it marked up yet. But you can see all day the scanner is working. The scanner is working. Look at it. So for our new people that may be on the call, right, what this is saying is that the scanner is going to look for high probability reversal trade setups for us. So what I mean by that is that, look, this price has been coming down. These are candlesticks. And you're going to learn this. It's important to get into your Go Live if you're brand new, right? To learn the basics, get into your Go Live, get into your academy, learn that 100 series, know that 100 series, take all the quizzes, get into that 200 series, take all the quizzes and tests, right? So that when you get on calls like this, or when you get on Go Live TV, you understand the language. You understand the language. So make sure that you're doing that, okay? You're investing in yourself. Always remember that. So here are the candlesticks here. You can see here that this is made what? Lower lows, lower highs, all the way down, and it's coming to the entry, and the scanner is saying, hey, this price is hitting a critical area of what we call support, our floor, okay? It's hitting our floor, and we want to look to potentially enter, right? Based on what price has done in the past when it gets down to this green entry line. So easy to remember. If you see the entry line and the stop loss at the bottom, you are looking to buy. We're looking to buy. We're saying price is coming down, and now it's going to reverse and go back up, because when we buy something, we all like to buy things at what? A low price. And when we sell something, if we have something out of our garage that we want to sell or anything like that, we want to sell it at as high as price possible. So always remember that when the green line is at the bottom and the red line, the stop loss is at the bottom. This is your protection right here, the stop loss. Never trade without a stop loss. This protects your downside, right? In case things continue to go down and they don't reverse. So always remember, when you see these two lines at the bottom, you're buying. If you see them at the top, let me see here. If you see these lines at the top, look, green line, red line at the top, we are selling, right? Price is going up, 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 up. It's reaching an exhaustion point, and now we are looking to sell. That's what the scanner is telling us. So let's go back to the zero CAD, and let's go back to what we have been doing. Very, very, very simple. We're going to come to our C point. And for people who may get a little bit intimidated by looking at this pattern and these triangles and things like this in harmonics, look, when you're doing this, if you really want to get your trend lines accurate, just delete it. Just delete it off your chart. And when you delete it off your chart, it's just normal, regular old price action. Look at that. Okay, look, zooming out. Check it out. It's normal price action. The scanner's done the work for you by finding the harmonic pattern, okay, and getting you in the trade. But it's just price action. Look at that. So now what we want to do, the first thing we want to do is we want to draw our trend line to validate the trend, okay? And I had a lot of questions over the last week about drawing trend lines and things like that. It takes a lot of practice, right? Repetition is the mother of all skill, just like I always say. So look, we're going to take our trend line like this. And we're going to come up here to where this C point was, this top point. And we're going to pull it out just like this. Remember, tabletop example we gave? If you got a table and one of the legs are coming through the top of your table, you would say, take this table back. This is horrible. So we look at our wicks, right? Our wicks on these candlesticks, okay? We look at those as our tabletop. I mean, our legs on our table, and this trend line is gonna be our tabletop. So we just spread it out, we bring it down until we get our touch, okay? Like so, bam, right there. There's our second touch. Let me zoom in, okay? Look at that. And we don't go through the wicks. These are wicks, these long tails that you see off the end of these candlesticks, the candlestick wicks, right? We don't go through them because this represents, at one point in time, this is where price was, right? This was a high point for price. So we're not going to draw through those candlesticks. And here's where we started, right? So it's 1, 2, and straight on through, right? 1, 2, and straight on through.
Let's make sure everybody understand that. If y'all understand what
Yep.
you just did, as far as taking the high point from the C and then taking that trend line down, put a 1 in the chat if you understand that.
Yeah, because we want to make sure we spend time tonight, because we want to see people becoming consistently profitable. We want to make sure that we take time tonight to make sure we get these basic things down. Awesome. So everybody's understanding that. And then all you're doing is you're just connecting, right? Look, simple. Look, from your second touch is where you're going to start your next trend line. Like so, like this. Take your trend line tool right over here to the left. Take it here. Drag it out. Pull it down until you get your first touch. Bam, right around there, right? Just like that. Now I got my trend line set. Because what do trend lines do, right? They help us determine the direction of the market, the speed and momentum of the market, right? So it can tell. So with this inner trend line, you can see that the momentum picked up. You can see this huge bearish candlestick right here, what we call a bearish engulfing candlestick. Why is that engulfing? Because it's bigger than the previous 3 candles. Look at that, totally engulfed it. So the momentum took off to the downside, right? So in this price area, sellers came in and kept pushing the price down, selling. So you can see that from this outer trend line to the inner trend line, that the momentum to the downside pushed up. It accelerated to the point where now we're down around this entry point. And as long as we're below this trend line, we're in what we call our sell zone, right? If you're below the trend line, you're in your sell zone. If you're above the trend line, right, we're looking to buy, okay? Inner trend line, outer trend line, just like that. Just like that. We have any questions in the chat? No, so I'm assuming we're good. Can you show us how to take the scanner off again? Yeah, okay. So let me see. You come here and you just click on it. Just click on one of the borders. Click on one of the borders like that. See, click off, click on, just like that, and just delete it. Right? You got your point. Here's your TP levels. Okay. Now you got it, just like that. Just click on it, activate it, and delete it. And now you've got your trend line set up. You're welcome. Yep, you can always use point C, especially if you're a newbie. There's times where you can zoom out. You could zoom out and you could bring it down. Like you could technically bring this trend line from way up here, way up here. You could bring that trend line. But for what we're trying to do, for the sake of entry, we could just use that point C and start it straight down. Good question. Good question. So now, ladies and gentlemen, this is set up. This is set up, and all we're doing is waiting. We're waiting for what? We're waiting for that swing low to form. We're waiting for that swing low to form. See, look, and earlier this week, when trades start coming in, some of them continued in their direction. So the #1 rule as a trader is always to preserve capital, but at all costs. So if you would have just jumped into these trades just because they hit entry, a lot of them were just continuation trades. So if you're a trend trader, you're in awesome shape because it's like, hey, the trend is continuing to the downside. But if you're looking for that reversal, then you never would have gotten into that trade and lost money when that trade hit the stop, because you know our rules. You know our rules. Somebody said that's what I was doing. Yep, absolutely. Well, hopefully that'll change after the night. That's why we're going to take time to make sure that we get through this and walk through this slowly. Like for example, here we had our, for those of you that have listened for the last few weeks, we had a swing low that formed right here. Look, 2 candles to the left, okay, 2 candles to the right, and it formed a low. But you see how price went up and then came down. Now we're looking for a new low to form. That's why it's important to wait for that price to get around this support zone, this floor, this zone. It's never just a line, right? It's really like a zone, right? An area in which price can reverse. And then what you want to do is you want to wait now for a new low to form, right? So right now we got our 2 candles to the left. This price is dropping. We're going to need 2 candles to the right that are higher than this center candle low, if this candle is going to be our low. So I was getting a lot of messages this week, you know, and people saying how hard it is to sit and be patient, right? Patience is a skill. Patience is a skill, and the market pays the patient trader. It pays the patient trader. So if you want to trade and stop sweating bullets and sit in front of your computer or taking 3 or 4 bathroom breaks while you're at work just to check your phone, you really want to learn to become patient and wait to get in on these trades.
Somebody asked, how do you know when to get in? How many candles? What kind of candles?
Yep. Okay. So we'll go over to the smart trader, and we'll draw them out. We'll draw them out. So it's a good time to really review. So because we've thrown a lot at people the last few weeks. So what you're looking for these swing highs and these swing lows. It's a 5 candle combination that you're looking for in the market. So you can we'll do a swing high first, and you're looking for a candle like this, and then you're going to look for 2 candles to the left that are lower than the center candle, and it could be bullish or bearish, doesn't matter. And then you're looking for 2 candles to the right, okay, that are lower than the center candle, like this. So look, here's our high point, right? Here's our candle high, 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right, okay? So if we go back to our chart and we look for a high,
Hey, Benny, can you turn your volume up some?
A bunch of them.
Yeah,
I can turn the volume up
some. Somebody.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little better. Thanks, man.
Okay. Yep. So here's a candle high right here. Look, 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right that are lower than your center wick high. Here's another high. The market's full of lows and highs. These are your foundations for support and resistance. Look, here's a high right here. Look, right? And if you have a hard time seeing them right away, we talked about a couple of weeks ago, here's a high. Look, 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right. You can go to your indicators, right? And turn on your Williams fractal indicator. Williams fractal, right? Take a screenshot of that, write it down, your Williams fractal. And it'll show you all your swing highs and your swing lows. Look at that, right? Here's the swing low, 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right that are higher than your center wick low. So you're looking for, when you're looking for a swing low, you're looking for just the opposite. You're looking for just the opposite on the low, okay? This is very, very important when it comes to just basic fundamentals of trading to be able to recognize these. Look. That. There you go. Here's a swing low. Look, here's your low. 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right that are higher than your center wick low. Yep. Yep, it works on all. It does. You do. Look, if you go, look, check this out. We'll go to a 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart. Here's your low, right? Here. There go your fractals right there. Here's a low. Here's another low. Look, here's a high right here. See, you can start at the top of this high, drop a trend line straight down. You got a trend line break right there. See, lows and highs, lows and highs.
Hey, Benny, somebody says it's a matter of those candles have wicks or not.
No, they don't have to have a wick. If the high candle is the high candle, you might get a solid candle that's a high or a low. Doesn't necessarily have to have a wick. Oftentimes they do. That's a great question.
So
But
if
they
it does
don't.
have a wick, just take it from the top of the wick.
Yep, you just take it from the top of the wick. Yep, top of the wick. There's your look at that. See, you can do everything from there. You can start your Fibonacci sequence from there, from your low, right? You can start your trend lines from there. Very, very important in trading because that's also those same swing highs and swing lows, right, are your support and resistance. See, look, watch this. Look, check this out, everybody. Look, support, right? This high, that fractal high, right? Look at it. Look at it going back. The highs, the resistance, support and resistance are drawn off of that. Okay. That'll be a high. That'll be a high when that candle closes. That'll be a new high, right? So it's all over. It's all over your chart, all over your chart. So you can see here that you don't have a fractal. You don't have a fractal on that. The fractal, yep, the Williams fractal is an indicator, yes. So look, see how that just dropped lower, right? So if you would have jumped in this trade, you'd be in drawdown right now. We want to wait for those swing lows to form and a trend line break. We want to get that trend line break. So be patient. Be patient. Be patient. The software will work if you do, right? So there we go. Any more questions?
Robert, it doesn't matter. It could be any color candle.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right.
Erica says, can you clarify what a closed candle looks like?
Yeah. Like right now, this candle isn't closed because we're still, what time is it? 9:30. We're on an hour chart. So we're on a 1 hour chart. Each one of these candles represent an hour. So at 10 o'clock, this candle will close. These candles are closed. So right here where this original low was, this low, fractal low, these are closed candles. That's why it formed. See, look, they closed. They closed. Good questions. Good questions. So we want to see this trade reverse and show us a movement to the upside by breaking that trend line and closing. Once we form a low, so let me go, let's go back. This one is still showing on the scanner. So let me go back and let's look at one. Let's look at this one. Because once you get it, you got it. So we'll take it from here. We'll bring it like right there. Bang. So let's zoom in on this. So here's your swing high. Look, here's your high point, 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right. Then we got a trend line break. At the break and close of this trend line, here's a break and close right here. It's a perfect example. Here's your break and close. You enter, you had a slight retest, right? Trying to get back to the backside of that trend line, and then price dropped off forever. This is what you're looking for. So you have to be patient. Don't fear missing out. The scanner calls these things all day. You'll become more advanced where you'll start to learn exactly how to play pullbacks, and if the trade takes off, wait for a pullback. You got to do your due diligence and get in Go Live TV, right? And go through your back office education in your academy. Go through the academy. But when you're just starting out, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Check a few of those questions people have right there in the chat.
Sure. How do you determine the end of the trend line? Hold on, they coming in quick. Yep. Typically always on the buy low side. You can show the counter by going and setting up the scales and click on counter. How did you determine where to end the trend line? You just want to move. You just want to move the trend line up past the price. So, let me see. We go back to the 0 CAD, and I'll show you. How do you determine the trend line? So wait for the trend line to break. Then yes, wait to get a trend line break. Wait to get a trend line and get a candlestick to close.
In this case, what you got on the screen, how did you know to take that red trend line and take it
where I took it? Because this is the highest point in the trend. You want to take it through and represent through the highest point in the trend. So you never want to go, you do it like that because you never want to go through your candles. So look, first touch, bring it up. Here's my second touch, and here's my highest point, because you want to show where the reversal occurred, where price reversed. Okay. So not only is it a second touch right there, this was our highest point. Let me move it out the way. This was our highest point. And then you don't want to come down here. Like if price would have taken off on you, you don't want to draw that like that. And people do that sometimes when they don't know. But you always take this to your highest point. Like if I was drawing this here to the downside, right? You really want to drive this trend line here to your lowest point of the trend, because you're looking for price to reverse. So if I came here and I took this this trend line over top like this from my highest point, which is this D point, and brought it down, here's my touch right here. Look, here's my touch way down here. See how I never touched none of this stuff here off that highest point? Look. Right? Now, before this move happened to the downside, this was my lowest point. See here? See where this was kind of low right there? But now you got where price is pushing down lower, so you go here. Because that's how you signify the trend continuation. And if price comes up past there, then I got a reversal. Right? Yep. Those are good questions. I'm telling you, if you get your trend lines down, you in the money if you get consistent at it. Because the scanner is setting you up for everything else, and you stay disciplined to it. Because then oftentimes, this is where later they'll learn Go Live TV and really work in the fibs. You will see, look, it broke it and then it pulled back. So a lot of times people always think that they missed out on something or missed out on a trade. But oftentimes when a level of resistance or support or a trend line gets broken, or you could think of a trend line as just a diagonal support or resistance. That's really all it is. So when it breaks, look how it pulls back. It breaks, it pulls back. That's what happens. That's what happens. Break support or resistance, and then it pulls back. Look, broke it, pull back, test it. Because we got to find out if that move is real. We got to find out if that's real. Are the sellers really in control? Right? The candlesticks are the sign language of the market. They're going to tell you the majority of what you need to know. Right? If you wanted to be real aggressive with this because of this down slope, you wanted to draw a more aggressive trend line. Look, take it from the second touch point, pull it out, pull it down. Right? If I don't get a break beyond that, then I'm thinking that this is going to continue to the downside, right? You got a lot of consolidation right now, right? But I'm thinking that this is going to continue to the downside. So the trend lines help you with number one, direction of the market. Direction of the market. The scanner makes it so simple for all of us. So simple. Good questions. What else do we have? Nope, it will not. It will not stay on the screen. Yep, it will not stay on the screen. So you want to make sure that you get like Trading View or your MT4. Once the scanner points it out for you, it's easy to go back over to your live chart. Like if you go, what's this, the EuroCAD? It's easy to come back over to your live chart and go whatever platform you use. Okay, so it's a EuroCAD. If I come over here to the 1 hour, right, like this, and here was the point where it got called, right? So that's easy, just to come over to your MT4 chart or your Trading View chart and just draw your trend line, right? Just pull your trend line out and draw it. See that? And now that'll stay on your chart. And now you have it. And now you have it. You got that, right?
So April is asking, Kiera is asking, so with the trend lines, how do you determine the entry? Once it breaks that trend line, correct? Once it can't inside or outside the trend line on the buy or sell, correct?
Yeah, especially when you're just beginning out trading, right? Because the scanner puts you in a real sweet spot. So we want to see this low form. And then, so like, for example, on this trade, this could be a real nice setup. All right. So, but you're not in this yet because look, price get pushed down and hit the extension very easily. So what you're looking for is something like this. If this was going to be the low, you want to look for something like this to happen. Hypothetical, right? You want to look for something like this to happen. Okay. And price to push up like this. Something like that. I'm in there, right? I'm in there. I got my low. If that occurs, I got my swing low. Look, 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right. I got a trend line break. I'm taking that. I'm taking that, and I'm taking a ride on up to, you know, whatever the take profit level is. That's where I'm going. I'm in this trade, right? I'm in here. And the price is going to make ABCD waves all the way up to the TP that the scanner set for you like that. Okay, so you're looking for something like that. Or you can get a low to form prior to breaking the trend line. So you might get like 2 consolidation candles, right? The volume is low right now. So you might get 2 candles like this. Make that one red, right? Might get 2 candles, right? If this continues to be my low candle and that closes below, and these 2 never go lower than this, that's your swing low. If you have your fractals indicator on, it's gonna put a fractal right there, a little triangle, whatever it uses to signal that that's a low. And then price can do something like this. Bang, just like that. Price breaks and closes, I'm taking a trade, right? But we also know that price, the reason why we use these confirmations, because that's all it is, it's confirmations, right? And if people have been trading for a while and they have other confirmations that they use, that's fine too, right? Whatever makes you feel comfortable saying, I'm gonna get into this trade, right? I just like to keep it super simple. But we know that price can go like this, hit that trend line and go straight down and continue. Because the move right now, price action, is to the downside. See that? Look, price has been making ABCDs to the downside. You're in your third Fibonacci wave right now. A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B. Looking for that C retracement. That's why the scanner is calling the signal. We're looking for that C, right? A, B, right? If the pattern is going to continue, then this price should break trend line and reverse to the upside. And that's where we make our money. That's where we make our money. Okay. So that's what the scanner is thinking. That's why the signal is called. But it can very easily bounce off this trend line, right? Right now, my stochastic is in the sell zone. So it can very easily.
So the swing low, you're just making sure that those 2 candles to the right are, you know, form that swing low, and it's inside one of those two candles are inside that trend line, correct?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And it could be like I said, it could form where, because you also don't control how the market moves, but you can have it go like this, right? You can get one candle form and break like that. And do we still have it? Do we have a swing low yet? Yes or no in the chat?
On this one? On
Yep.
this one,
No, right? In this example, that's not a swing low, because then what can happen next is you can get faked out, right? You get faked out and that candlestick go just like that. Boom. Now you got the potential of another low. That's why those lows and highs are so important.
So it's important to make sure that that second candle actually closes above, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Make sure that it closes above. If this is going to be our low, make sure that this candle holds like this. Oops. Hold on. You want to make sure that this candle holds, right? Now I got 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Now this is giving me, okay, I'm signaling like, all right, this is a potential reversal, right? My first candle, if it broke and closed like that, it's telling me something. And then if this one doesn't go any lower than this one, then you'll have what'll happen now when that 5 candle combination happens and holds like that, you now have a level of support. Now you got a level of support. That's how supports are formed, right? Like you see here, watch this. That's your resistance level right there, right there, right? So this trade, this is your resistance level here. Look, and the resistance is what? A swing high. Look, 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right, resistance 2. Look, 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right, resistance 3. See that? See that? Once you see it, it becomes so simple. So you get somebody like Christopher Derrick, right? Christopher Derrick, who I absolutely love, he'll say this. He'll take it, and he'll go just like this. Watch Christopher Derrick, everybody. Great fundamentals. He's been with IML since the beginning, right? So look, here. He'll draw you a zone like this. And he's his own trader, right? He'll take it from wick to candle, and he'll say, okay, everybody. He looks for even extra confirmation. He'll say, when this price comes up here and takes this out, because anytime, right, it's like we call it scoring a point in basketball, right? Right, Coach Lawrence, you play basketball. When you score a basket, you turn around, you run down the other end of the court to play defense. So anytime that price breaks resistance, we call that scoring a point, right? And then it's going to run back down and test it. Boom. Just like that. And you know he's made a ton of money. Trading structure. You'll get on his Go Live and it'll be complete silence. And he'll just be drawing out zones like this, right? Whether it's the scanner or anything else. And he'll draw you out a zone, right? And he'll say, I'm gonna wait for price to come up and break through the zone. Like so. Bang. And when it retests, if it holds, I'm gonna drop my stop or somewhere below support, and I'm gonna take the trade to the upside. And he'll trade from zone to zone. He'll be in and out of the market trading from zone to zone, right? But we know that the market moves in waves. So when we were breaking it down last week, we were going through the Fibonacci sequence. I know after that pullback, I know exactly how far it's gonna go up, right? So that's why it's so important. Spend that time in that academy. Learn, follow the steps, live it, right? You want to set yourself financially free. This is it, I'm telling you. Best degree you can have. Best degree you can have. So here it is, just like that. So that's what we're waiting on, is that low. We want to get that low official, and then we want to look to take a trade when we get a trend line break. And that's one of the easiest ways to get into trades on this scanner. Questions? So support would be a stop loss or an entry. Yep. So most of the time, a lot of traders, they're going to put, once they get a strong level of support, they're going to put their stop loss somewhere below support. But the scanner is giving it to you. Anytime you see lines on the scanner, they're levels of support and resistance. That's all this game is. That's why they call it structured trading, right? So if I delete this, these are nothing but support and resistance level. This entry level is a support level. This stop level is a support level. Look, the market does the same thing over and over again. The scanner's got your back. It's saying, hey, if it breaks past this entry, we're gonna stop you out right here. Because if price breaks past this stop loss, good night. No telling where it's gonna go. That's why I say, if you ever see somebody tell you not to trade without a stop loss, I might run the other way on that, right? Because you don't know. You don't know, right? So you're protected right here. Here's your stop loss.
If you don't know, now you know.
Right, exactly. Get torn up. As soon as you think you got the market figured out, I'm gonna sit here and watch my chart. No, okay. You don't need no stop loss. Go ahead, I dare you.
And Terry, the scanner comes with your platinum package. There's no additional cost.
Mm-hmm. No additional. So look, it's setting it up off of different levels of support and resistance, which are what? Swing lows and swing highs. Look, there it is right there. Just fundamentals. Fundamentals. Look, there's another one. Fundamentals. So when you're on Go Live TV and you're in the academy and you're learning how to do this and mark up your charts, for the time being, you have the scanner that's doing it for you. The scanner itself is a great teacher, right? So there's all types of education and support with I Am Mastery Academy. All types, all types. You should never feel by yourself in this game. Always people around to motivate you, to help you learn the technicals, help you learn the fundamentals, right? No worries. You just do your part. You just do your part. So look, you go, this is an Aussie NZD. This was a tight one that took off, but you can see this one's gonna run. This one's gonna run for a minute. But this one broke through everything. This one has some very short take profits, right? 10, 9. I like to at least have a TP1 of like at least 20 pips, 30 pips. So you see here the TP3 is like 30 pips, right? So this one took off fast, but you can see overall it still broke a trend line and continued. And this one's gonna go. This one's gonna go for a minute, right? So if you come over here and you look at it, do I have it? Might have it. Yeah, switch over when it felt like it, I guess. But you can see that that one broke here. Look, see that there? Came down, bro. Look, made the U-turn. And the only reason you don't have a strong move down right now is because you're in the A's in session and things tend to start to, go sideways because the volatility is low during the A's in session. But you can see, so we could practice, right? Our C point is way down here with consolidation, right? This is a funny one, right? So here was your C point. If you drew a trend line from there, you pretty much get a horizontal right there, right? So we ain't gonna too much worry about that. But you could take it here, like this, and you can start them here. Boom. Where the angle, see how the market starts to angle itself up, right? The momentum starts to carry itself forward. See that? 1-2 touch straight through. Okay. You got an outer, right? Now look. Take it from there. Here's a touch. Boom. Take it from here. Straight through your top. Just like that. And if you spread it out, you see where it doesn't seem as steep. So you can see how it broke and you see how it's moving. Look, here's your high, 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right. Look, and now it's moving. If you break this outer trend line here, if you break that, then you're looking at your move to the downside. See that? It tells you direction, speed, and momentum of the market. You got an inner trend line break. That tells you that your momentum to the upside right now has paused, right? It's paused and now it's slowing down. It hasn't continued up. It hasn't continued up. It could bounce off this trend line and continue up. But look where your stop loss is. See that? It gives you room to breathe. This is why you cannot trade a $500 account with a standard. Don't do it to yourself. Compound your money, right? Because if this bounces off of here and makes a run to the upside before it makes a drop, Coach Lawrence, myself, we're gonna sleep good at night. But if you in here at a standard and you playing a night at the MGM Grand and you gambling.
Hey, put the yellow pattern back on this particular one.
Yep. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, let me reset it. There you go.
Yeah, still had a. I guess he had a question about that. He said put the pattern back up.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the question?
He didn't write it in there. Maybe he thought it would just overlap the lines you had written in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Yep. But that's the move. And sometimes this is what the pattern throws people off. But you're really just looking for where the setup occurs, right? You'll learn harmonics, 400 level type stuff. You'll learn all that down the road, right? But let's see. I don't know what the pound Ozzy did. See that one here? See, look. Here's an example. This is a great example of one right here. Look at this. See how you never got a complete swing low? Look. Here's your low, right? No low ever occurred before that stop, before the stop was hit. See that? Just kept going straight down. Right? Low formed. Look, here's your low. 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right. Trade moved to the upside. Now it's pulling back. But you see? Mm-hmm. Now, if you would have got in that trade at entry, it would have hit your stop. It would hit your stop. Right? NZD CAD. Look. Even this one right here. Look. And you will learn that when you keep these on your trading platform, you can keep an eye on them. See, the stop loss is there to protect you. See, but look, prior to that stop loss being hit, there was no high formed. See that? See that? It made a wave up, made another high, exhausted, which that probably hit a fib extension level. But once it formed a high and then exhausted, look at the trend line breaking the U-turn that it made.
Mm-hmm.
See that? Came right back down. Came right back down. So, look. Came right back down. This pattern here, C point, you would have got a horizontal because of the way it went sideways, right? Coming out of the last session. But look. There's your touch. Oops, hold on 1 second. And you can just go through these past ones and just practice. Just use them as practice. Look. So I figured it out, right? Look. There's my second touch. There. We'll take this one because this wood came close. Go pretty much from there. And look, straight through the top. There's my touch. Look. Right up against that huge bearish candle. Because if I, there you go. See? There's your break. Continue down.
Wow.
See that?
That's dope, bro.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Look at that. Did we see a low form prior to the stop being hit? Nope. See what happened once you got your lows? Start to make a move.
Vanessa,
right?
How do you get alerts for the harmonics?
What'd you say?
Vanessa says, how do you get alerts for the harmonics?
They have to go to the academy. I haven't been back there in that part for a while. Not in the academy, but in your back office. And you go to strategies like harmonics, and you can download. There is a desktop version there's a desktop version of, or what they call an MT4 version for the MT4 platform version of the Harmonic scanner. And it'll walk you through the directions. Somebody on here that knows, help me out. But I know because I use the web-based totally now. But it'll give you directions on how to download it onto your MT4 platform. And then you can set the settings up to where it will email you and send you signals when there's a new signal that occurs.
Mm.
But the beautiful thing about this strategy, right, is that because I know people work, you have them in mind, like, look, once a solid high form, look at that drop. So, you have people in mind, know how that form, look at the drop, right? So we should never be in those trades, right? If we follow the rules. But if we're saying we got to wait for a swing low to form and we're on a 1 hour chart and we got to wait for 2 candles to the right to form, if we're on a 1 hour chart, that's 2 hours. You see what I mean? So there's no rush. You look in your phone, you look at the web-based scanner, and you're like, oh, there's a new signal in. Oh, okay, it hasn't gotten close to entry. It hasn't even formed an official low yet. I'm good.
Ahmed posted the link for how to get the MT4 version.
Awesome. Thanks, Ahmed. We got the chairman on the call too, huh?
Mm-hmm. Just 3 in the morning too.
Yeah, committed. That's why you're chairman. Right? But look at this. Like once these highs form, Coach Lawrence, look once the highs form, boom, right? Right? The scanner just puts that stop it in to protect you. But once you get really good at this and you start putting them on your trading view or your MT4 or whatever platform you use, you just leave them set up. Once you guys start to learn, start to go through your Go Live, go through the academy, learn about Fibonacci, things like that, you'll see, okay, well, it hit this stop. It hasn't exhausted yet. I guarantee you when this high forms and it reverses and breaks this trend line, it's a wrap, right? You could take this one, right? You could take this one even from here because this one is backed out, right? Everything is trend lines and angles. It's all geometry. That's why Mr. Terry talks about it all the time, market geometry, right? So it's all that, right? So you go here, look, bang, and you even had another inner trend line to come off of there. But even right there, you see where it broke and it dropped straight down. Drop straight down. That's a double top right there. Bang, failed to break out to the top. So, I mean, look. All right. Let's hit it hard. Let's do the work. Right? You serious? Get on your chart. Let's do the work. Look, draw your trend line. Look, guys. Boom, second touch right here. Look at that. Second touch. Take it from the second touch. Pull it through, straight through the high point. There's my second touch on the inner trend line. Look. Let's zoom in on this. Look at that. You don't get no better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Swing high, 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right. Huge bearish engulfing. Anytime you get a bearish engulfing like that, the market's going to try to retest it. It did. Took back close to 50% of that candlestick. Price fell off. Right? Bears showed that they were serious.
And it went all the way down to the trend line.
Yep. To your outer. Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
All angles. All angles. Euro JPY. Right? Come on, guys. Let's work it out. Work it out. Right? Do your due diligence. Right? You guys could do this. Come on. Right? Just start it. Get the 100 series. Work on your 200 series. Get on Go Live TV. Right? Look. Second touch. Got a trend line. Now I'm going to rock this inner trend line. Straight through. Look. Second touch. Straight through. Take you there. Every time. Nice clean lines. Took you to take profit 1. Look. You extend this here. Look what it did. Look what it's doing. Retested the backside of the trend line. Right? It's everywhere. UCAD. Guys, this is value. It's in your base package. Are you kidding me? Come on. What are we waiting on? Base package. Where else? Where?
Drop some
What'd you
ones
say?
in the chat if you guys getting this. Drop some ones in the chat. You guys getting what he's doing.
Right. I'm here. We gotta learn this. Look at this. We gotta learn this. Look, second touch, right there. Bring it down. Go to the second touch. Extend it out. Bring it down. Right? Oops. Take that one out. Look, second touch. Pull it through. Right there. Got it. You want to be aggressive? You actually got an inner trend line off of that. Look. Straight down. Lowest point at that point when price was going. Come on, God. Come on now. Come on now. How many pips we talking? That's 260 pips to TP2. Come on now. This is so far back. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to. Oh, here it is. Look.
Somebody said, can you go to GU?
Yep.
Wine must be in this trade. You must be in GU.
GU should be moving. GU should be moving. Hold on, let me. Yeah, GU should be moving. Yeah. There we go. There we go. GU pushing down. GU's moving. We got a question about it?
He didn't write it in there.
Yeah, right in there.
People didn't hit entries at too late, or you think it was fake swing.
No, what happens is once these trades take off like this, it's gonna move in an ABCD wave, right? So you have to. This whole thing just what this thing did stopped on me completely. See something real fast. I'll close it out. Try to restart it. See if we can pull it up for him. I don't know, but you have to. Oh, there it is. You have to wait. You have to wait for it to. Here's GU right here. So let me see if I can. What do you say?
Can you set up a trade with GU?
Can I set it up? Is that what he said? Yeah. Okay. So let me clear this out. Clear this out like this. But you see how the market, look guys, here I'm gonna walk you through all the way GU, right? Just on the 1 hour, right? If you want to set up a nice trade on your just squeeze your chart down, right? See what it's trying to do, right? See it. Look, so we'll take it from this high like this. Watch this. All trend lines and angles. So look, put it here, draw your trend line like this, okay? So you can see we're price reversed, right? We love trading the U-turns in the market, right? So here, like this, there, be more aggressive there, like that, just like that, boom, right? So set you up. So here's your basic structure, support and resistance. You can see that it's starting to work its way down. Look, okay. Next area, maybe right here, up here, maybe it's just, it'll see some resistance, but it's set up pretty nice for us. So here's the low. Here's this V-shaped move right here. This is what we call a crown formation. So you got a full reversal. Look, look. hit, look, took out this high, pulled back, look, 4C, the left tip, look, boom, crown. There's your crown right there. You can project where that was going to hit right there, okay? So here, now we're in our new fib. Look, A, B, C, D. Look, A, B, C, shallow retracement, came back down, hit our D point earlier today, okay? That move right there, if you're trading with the trend, was over what, 142 pips, okay? So here's our latest move right here. This is what the scanner is calling. This is why the scanner is beautiful. Soon as this D extension right here, right, this baby right here, soon as it got hit, soon as it got hit, right here, soon as it got hit, and it formed the next high point, scanner called it. Why? Because a new AB boundary formed, a new fib formed, and they called what? Short it, sell it. Okay. So now, right? Get this out of there. So now we move into the downside. So you got something in here similar, probably like this. TP1, TP2, right? TP2 and TP3, like this. Okay. So it's headed towards your TP1, whatever the price the scanner has set up right now, but it's usually or something like that. Now, this is moving in waves. So if this trade took off on you, you have to wait for the next, which would be smart, pull back the structure or ABCD wave to the downside. So what we could do is we'll go to the 15-minute like this. I'm doing this because it seems like you got some experience. So here's where we are in the 15-minute, and there's always a smaller wave that's going on like that. Now, you just had on your 15-minute a new D extension that got hit, right? So eventually, what you want to wait for is you want to wait for a new low to form like this to get in on this trade. You want to wait for a new low to form, get this resistance off of here, right? Look, highest point within the AB boundary is RC. So this area, one of these two are going to be RC. So you want to wait for the new low to form for this to settle out. And then you want a new fib to form, right? This is going to be the low. And then you want for price to go just like this. You want to see price pull back to a new high because it moves in waves. And if you get price to move back to a new high point, right? Then you can look to draw a counter trend line like so. Draw a counter trend line like this. And if you get a nice bearish candlestick to go like this, like that, then you get in the trade. But if I'm trying to sell something, I want to sell it at a high price. So if this trade ran from you and you're late on this trade, don't jump in. That's suicide. Because if this forms a low and pulls back, you're in drawdown. You're in drawdown. So you don't want to just jump into this trade. You want to wait for these moves to occur, right? You want to pull back in a retest of structure, right? I use fibs, so preferably at a key fib level, then wait for that move to go bearish again. Because if it's going to continue down, it's going to do something like this. That's how you would get into that trade. That's from the 15-minute time frame. So hope I answered that for you. But right now, this trade is rolling. Right now, we've got a trend line to the downside that's already going, right? Now I got a trend line to my downside that's already going. So I need to wait for a pullback. And you can see something like that real clear on the 15-minute. Yep. What other questions do we have?
Man, that's awesome, man. I know it's we generally want sessions going long. You still got a family. Love all stuff, man. So everybody drop some sevens in the chat, man, if you got some good fire today. Hey, in your screen share, Benny.
Yep. Yeah, we can start. You start on the 1 hour. Somebody asked, do we start on the 1 hour? Yeah, the scanner gives you a scan on the 1 hour. Use the 1 hour to draw those trend lines. Yep. Let me stop the share. We'll move forward. Hopefully by the time everybody's watched the videos, everybody's checked out my man Videsh on Go Live TV on Thursdays. He does a harmonic scanner basics that kind of falls right in line with exactly what we're talking about, right? So make sure you check out my man Videsh. If you don't get him on Thursday, everything in the Go Live Academy is recorded. That's the beautiful thing. Everything is recorded. So make sure you do that, because like we always say, it takes repetition. You got to see it over and over and over again, and it'll become slow motion. So make sure you're doing that. All right. Watch the videos that Coach Young is posting for you. Make sure you watch Videsh on Go Live TV if you really want to learn the fundamentals of the scanner.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, Benny, man,
Yep.
we definitely appreciate you, man. So we had a lot of guests who were on the call who actually jumped on to see the scanner, you know, at work. You know, if give it the person who put you on the call, who invited you, or if you're invited by Mr. Benny Allen, definitely link up with Mr. Benny Allen. He is masterful with learning this stuff. So just reach out to whoever put you on this call if you're a guest today. And let's go make dreams come true, man. See you guys.
Yeah.
Let's go rock and roll, okay?
Yeah.